Hello, this is Connor Super Goofy, and welcome back to my first video in a while. Today, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be ranking every music disc from worst to best. And I know what you're thinking, Connor. You've already ranked the entire soundtrack from worst to best. Why make another separate video just for the music discs? And the thing is that I think it's a little bit easier to watch if it is just a music disc. Like if you want to go watch the soundtrack ranking, go ahead if you haven't seen it yet. Um, but also the discs have definitely changed. And the ranking has definitely changed quite a bit since I made the soundtrack ranking. Um, so yeah. Um, it's going to be evident pretty much immediately by the fact that we only have two discs in F tier as opposed to the three that we had in F tier during my soundtrack ranking. So yeah, we're gonna start us off with my new worst disc. Before, my worst disc on the soundtrack ranking was 11. It's changed. 13 is now worse than 11. So a lot of people I talked to about the ranking kind of made their point when I put 11 below 13. As like 11 is cool. It tells more of a story, and 13 is more of like ambient noises. But here's the thing: is that 13 actually is telling a story. It's just a little bit more subliminal. Like it's a more obscure. You can't really tell just by listening to it and really not thinking much about it. But it actually is telling a story. You just got to listen closer to know what it is. But I do think 13 is worse than 11. All right, 11's still the second worst disc. We're gonna play it here. This is number 18. Um, 11 is just 11 is spookier than 13, which is part of the reason why I decided to bring it above 13, is that it is like a lot scarier to listen to. You can like hear the coughing and like the breathing and running. I'm gonna quickly turn that off because um it's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. All right, those are our two F tiers. Now we are moving on into the D tier. So yes, the five music disc has moved out of F tier and into D tier, and we've actually got another disc before we get to five. We actually have another disc below five, which is probably quite interesting for you to hear that I actually disliked another disc so much that I actually brought it below the five music disc, and that music disc is the where is it? That music disc is Mall. So Mall isn't terrible, but then again, I don't really see 13 and 11 as terrible. So Mall is just extremely boring. I just don't really find I just really don't find the point in listening to it. Mall is number 17 on the music disc ranking. Um, yeah, Small now goes below disc 5. It's quite calming and quite soothing to listen to. But I'd still like give me any other music disc than this, and I'd be happy. This is just not my favorite. Mall is definitely the least interesting of all the actual music discs. All right, number 16, we have disc 5. Disc 5 is definitely the coolest of the non-music music discs, like the more lore-based discs. It is by far the scariest, and like you can hear it now. It's really like I can hardly hear myself talk over the other headphones. But let's wait for the kind of piano part to come in, because that piano part is also quite nice to hear. So this next entry is actually going to also be quite a bit of a this next one also moved down the list quite a bit from where it was in its respective spot on my soundtrack ranking. This one moved down quite a bit. At number 15 we have the disc Melohi. Um, some people call it Melohai. I don't really know how it's pronounced, but this one has moved down quite a bit and is now number 15. It places a D tier. This song is just really monotone. Um, it's kind of repetitive, and it ends before it can really turn into something. And in my opinion, is definitely worse than when I ranked it in the soundtrack ranking. I wonder where it'll end up on the soundtrack ranking next time I rank it, because I do want to re-rank everything in the soundtrack when there's some more entries onto the soundtrack. Ooh, it just sounds kind of weird. I'm not really a huge fan of this disc. It's not. Yeah, it's not amazing. Moving on to C tier, we have the number 14 disc. Um, where is it? We have Ward. I just really don't like Ward as much as the as a lot of others do. Sure, it's not bad enough to go in D tier, but I just don't enjoy it. Like, I feel like there's other music discs that do Ward's job way better than Ward. It just, it's not a bad music disc by any means. It's just not amazing. And personally, that's why I'm giving it C tier. Number 13, on the music disc ranking, we are putting the Strad music disc. This is the one that is got some steel drums and kind of a tropical vibe. I actually like the steel drum part, but the rest of the song is incredibly weak. That it pulls Strad down to where it's like yeah, it's not my favorite disc. All right, oh, here it is. Number 12 is Wait. Probably underrating this song a little bit. Like, it has moved down from where I last placed it, but I personally find other discs more appealing, and it does sound good. I'll give it that point, but yeah, I'd much rather pop other discs in the jukebox. Okay, so there's Wait at number 12. We have Creator Music Box. This is the Music Box edition. We'll get to the normal Creator much later on. Creator Music Box is about the same place that I put it on its respective spot on the soundtrack ranking. Just at the top of C tier. It's nothing special, but it does serve as like a good it does serve like as a good alternate version to Creator, like to the point where it's different enough that it does make sense to put it as its own disc. Because this one's more of like a calming one, as opposed to the regular version, which is like this kind of this like kind of mystical, kind of like steampunk kind of song that turns into a rock song halfway through the song. This one's quite a good contrast to that, so I do think it makes sense to have it as its own disc. Moving on to B tier, we have Other Side at number 10. This one's moved up from its position. I'm still not the hugest fan of it. I do appreciate it more than a do appreciate it more than before. So yeah, that's Other Side there, number 10. All right. Number 9, this disc has also moved down from its respective spot on the soundtrack ranking. We have Precipice. This is one of the new music discs that was added. Well, it's not really new anymore. It was added almost 9 months ago. So, well, not almost 9 months ago. It was released almost 9 months ago. Added to the game about 7 months ago. But you get what I mean. Precipice has moved down. It's a good music disc to listen to like every once in a while, but it is really, really tough on the ears. And it gets old really, really quickly, so it's not the type of music disc you would want to listen to too often. It's also very loud, which is, it does have like a few issues with it being like repetitive and stuff. So those are some issues that I kind of neglected when I ranked the whole soundtrack. So yeah, Precipice has definitely moved down. I still like it, just not as much as some of the other discs anymore. This next disc has also moved down. We have Relic. I think I overrated it in my soundtrack ranking. It's still a good disc, but this first part of the song carries it hard, and the rest of the song is just kind of mid. Like, see this right here. This carries it, and then it's just and then after the first like minute or so, it's just a bunch of mid. Like definitely did not deserve to be my 5th favorite music disc in the soundtrack ranking. Which is why I'm going to move it also down to B tier as well. Yeah, I don't really want to listen to the other mid parts of it. Where's number 7? Okay, so number 7 is Cat. This has grown on me. In the soundtrack ranking, I kind of shamed it for being extremely overrated and extremely overplayed, and it still is, but I just don't feel like I kind of gave it the credit for what it does do. It is a good tune to kind of put in the jukebox if you just want to feel good. But personally, I like other discs better. It shouldn't be any surprise that I think Cat is overrated, but I definitely was too harsh on it in my soundtrack ranking. I'm gonna put it in 7th. It's up in B tier. All right, moving on to A tier. We've got our next 3 discs in A tier. This one is actually the biggest climb from where it was on the soundtrack ranking. Moving from D tier all the way up to A tier, we have the Blocks music disc at number 6. I think this kinda feels and sounds very similar to Cat, but I think it's just slightly better. By slightly better, I mean it's better. Like, this is the alternative to Cat that I would actually want to put in the disc. The other jukebox. I feel like it suffers from the issue of being a bit too long, but it does kind of change into it does kind of change as it goes through the song, which is something that I can appreciate. I like Blocks. Blocks moves up 3 tiers from where it was on the soundtrack ranking. This one's also moved up a couple notches from its respective spot on the soundtrack ranking. We got Far at number 5. This was number 7 before, I believe. It just moved up to number 5 because of some other discs moving down, like Relic and Precipice, but this music disc, I kind of have the same thoughts on it that I did back in the soundtrack ranking. Most people don't like this music disc. Like, if you want to listen to like a nice chill music disc, if you just want to like chill out, then this is the music disc that I would prefer listening to. It's good. All right, the Stall music disc. This is exactly where it was in its respective spot on the soundtrack ranking. Stall music disc at the top of A tier at number 4. Now, this music disc has the entire Minecraft community divided. This is a music disc that everyone either just loves or just absolutely despises, and I've seen opinions on it change from the same person over the years. There's this smaller guy, Gizmo82, or I think that's his name, who used to have the disc in A tier, like up in like the A tier category, and moved it way down to the bottom. So yeah, this music disc is definitely got the community divided, but I don't think there's ever gonna be a future where I don't have this at least in my A tier. This is just a good disc. Alright, moving on to our S tier. This is our top 3 discs. And no surprise, it's the same 3 discs that we had in our S tier before from the soundtrack ranking. We got Chirp at number 3. The little Big Planet sample at the beginning is amazing for the first minute. It does kind of devolve into, like, a not as good, but still okay finish. If it was this sample throughout the entire track, I would probably put it at number 2 above our next music disc, but this sample is just so good. And also Stampy Cat's favorite disc, which didn't really influence it much in the ranking, but I just thought that it was worth noting. Chirp gets number 3. Alright, we have the same number 2 pick as before. We have Pig Step at number 2. The song does have somewhat low replay value, but just listen to it. It's just a vibe. Like, this is the type of disc that you can jump up and down to, and like it's just an amazing disc. It's catchy, it flows really well, and it's definitely deserving of the number 2 spot on my disc ranking. And it should be no shock to you whatsoever that Creator is still the number 1 music disc on my list. It is, my opinion on it has not changed one bit since I ranked it in the soundtrack ranking. Everything that I said about the song in that ranking still holds true. It is one of the best, it is the best music disc that has ever been released. And we're just gonna listen to the whole thing because it's that good. It does sound, I will say, it does sound slightly worse playing from a jukebox than it sounds on the my playlist and whatever, which is where I listen to it the most, but it's still just a really good disc. And the best part of it is actually not the part that's about to come up, although that is one of the best parts. See right there. But the best part is actually coming up after this. It does sound worse when played from a jukebox, but still a good disc. I'm not ranking these discs on how fun they are to play from a jukebox, and this is the best part of the song. And that's it. That's my number one favorite music disc. My opinion on it hasn't changed. I don't think it is ever going to change. Um, that's about it. I will, if they do add a new music disc, I will like just kind of um I will make just its I will just mention it in its like own video. I'm not gonna like re-rank the entire soundtrack or all the music discs for that matter, just because of one new music disc being added to the game. But I will make a video giving my opinions on it if they do decide to add another music disc, because with the new drop system, we don't know what's exactly going to happen in terms of like the soundtracks and stuff. Are they even going to add like new music discs and stuff to the game now that they're not doing major updates anymore? But usually at some point, I think they will add another music disc. In that case, I will just like put it in the tier list as its own separate video. I'm not going to really compare it to the other discs. But sorry for the long wait between videos. I've been focusing more on school and on music recently than I have on YouTube. So that's about it. See ya.